Hi there. So, thank you everybody that asked me questions. There were a fair variety of them, but I think this is probably the most surprising one to me. Surprising because of the person who asked it, because I respect them quite highly in the art world. And surprising because it was something I never thought that somebody would ask me specifically. So, this is somebody who is doing a film pitch for an art project. Now, that's all the only context I have, so I'm going to have to go general on the answer to this. The first thing I would do is treat it like a job interview. Try and get hold of someone on the phone, find out what they're actually looking for. Because often what you find is that the stuff that's written down on a job description or on a proposal, it's not necessarily the whole story, and you're not finding out what's already happened in the past, like what has been their experience, what are they actually looking for, what's the team like that you're potentially going to be working with, and what sort of personality are they looking for. And you might just find out from that phone call that it's not something you even want to be part of, which I have had in the past. But assuming that that's not the case, then the next place I would go is, what's your 30-second elevator pitch? If you were to just meet the person who was responsible for the funding, and you had 30 seconds to tell them why you are awesome and your unique point of view is going to make their project sing in a way that they couldn't expect it, what are you going to say to them? And then from there, build outwards. So then, kind of building on that, thinking about what is it that makes you unique? What is your unique selling point, to use a bit of jargon? And then, what's your value proposition to them? Again, jargon, don't like it, but it's a thing. What is it that's going to be of value to them? Not to you, but to them. And how can you meet that need? In thinking about proposals in the art world, sometimes they come from government bodies, sometimes they come from other particularly constrained funding sources, and there has to be a particular theme to it. So, what are the constraints and what are the opportunities there, and how are you showing that you understand them? But not only that, that you're potentially looking as to how you can expand them and how you can build on them and tie them into wider thought or philosophy or community need or whatever, depending on the proposal. So yeah, so I guess that's it. Those would be my main points. And just leaving it on, you never know who's going to be applying, and you never know who's going to be reading the proposals at the end of the day. So it's always worth giving it a bash. You might not get it, but it's always worth doing it. And because you don't lose anything. The worst that has happened is that, and I'm saying this more to other people than to the person that asked the question, the worst that's happened is that you've articulated yourself in a way that you haven't done before necessarily, and you've put yourself out there a little bit. And that stuff never goes to waste. Ever. Even if it's just to kind of keep to yourself. Like, oh, I'm unique in that particular way. I hadn't thought about that before. Oh, I actually care about that particular constraint quite a lot. I hadn't thought about that before. So yeah, just go for it.